Lauren here, and it's Shabby Sunday again, and today I'm going to decorate what I thought was a Glassine envelope and some Glassine bags. While I was ordering the Glassine bags on Amazon ES, they came up with some Glassine envelopes. I thought, oh, they're a lovely idea, so I bought them here. They actually come from Germany. Anyway, when I got them, they're more parchment envelopes than Glassine. However, that's fine. I'm quite happy using these. So the first envelope I'm going to do different designs, different ways of gluing, etc. onto these envelopes, onto these bags or envelopes. I'm going to use some gesso. Now, I opened this gesso up the other day and it is really, really thick. And my local craft shop that I thought when I went to on Friday, I thought, oh, they'll have gesso. No, they've got no gesso. I usually get the Galleria. I like the Galleria one. I've got all their other texture pastes, etc. But no, they're having trouble getting gesso. They ordered it from Galleria, but they've not sent it. They're assuming it's out of stock, or they're with them, or they're not making it at the moment for whatever reason. As we know, there's shortages everywhere with everything. Quite why there's no gesso, I don't know. So anyway, I have another online shop that I can try and get some from. Now I do need to leave this to dry, so this will be one of the ones I'll do a bit later on. I might split this into a couple of videos because there's 4 or 5 different ways that I'm using to glue on here, or like this, paint on. This gesso is so old as well. It's about 6 years old. Don't laugh. So I'm just going to leave that like that to dry off, which, as I say, probably will take a little while. So I'll put that aside and I'll come back to that one. So this is a Glassine bag, a smaller version of the ones I'm using to make the junk journal cover and the journal. With this one, I'm going to take some vintage Spanish, it's a play that I picked up at that Spanish, I don't know, huge warehouse place. So I'm just going to cut it down that way around. So it's going to go on there, that way round I'm going to put it. So I just want to trim it off at the edge. And then trim it off at that edge there. About there. Now this bit is quite nice, so I'm going to take it down to, oops, just under the wording, I think. So about there. I was hoping I didn't have to trim off any at the top. No, I don't. That's it. So I'm leaving it at that. I'm now going to just ink. This is very fragile paper, so I have to be very careful putting it round the inking round the edges because it tears quite easily. So how are we this Sunday morning? I hope everybody's okay. I am. When I'm making this, even though it's going to come out next Sunday, we're expecting a storm this week. We have Hurricane Danielle coming over it's in the middle of the Atlantic. It's supposed to be hitting on Wednesday. Was supposed to be coming today, but didn't. It's now coming Wednesday. We've got 4 days of heavy rains. We'll just have to see how it goes. You kind of, with this sort of thing here, you go day by day because you just never know whether it's actually going to come. As I say, it was supposed to come today, and which is what I'm filming. This will be coming out next week. So So when this comes out, hopefully we'd have had it or it would have missed us. Now I'm using my block or Fabri-Tac to glue this on onto here. I'm just putting that straight on there. Then what I've got is some, this is an old blouse, and as you know it's part of this thing I've used for the cover. So I'm going to put this onto here, but I'm actually, I'm wondering whether to do it from the top there. Take that piece off there. Unfortunately this doesn't rip, I've tried that. It doesn't rip very well, but put that on there. Pull that off. Cut it off down there, like that. And then what I've got is, this is from the French kit for the journal boat, some of the ephemera. I thought I could put onto there. Again, I'm going to tear around the edges, like this. So yeah, we're waiting on this storm. We'll have to see how it goes, won't we? What am I up to? Not a lot. I'm hoping tomorrow to get to the hospital, the local hospital, for my 4th booster. They've got a drop-in. Oh, and we don't have many material shops here, you know, textile shops. And I'm actually going to go into Torrevieja and go to this gorgeous textile shop where they've got all sorts of textiles. And I'd never really checked out their lace or their tulle before. So I'm going to go and have a look at that and see what they've got there. So that should prove good fun. There's nowhere to park. It's a real nightmare in Torrevieja parking. So it's all free parking. We're very lucky. There's a couple of car parks that are pay, but they're not very expensive. But what happens is my partner takes me, Mark takes me, and then he drops me off outside the shop, and he either goes and finds a cafe on the front by the beach, or he has to drive around till he finds a parking space, basically. Right, I'm just going to put that on there. Then I've got this piece of odd lace. I've got I think I've told you, a jar of odd lace. I found this. So I thought that could go under there. Whoops. Getting caught. It kind of goes like that. I'll move it over a bit, I think. I want to see some of the words underneath. I might even just trim this up a bit. I think it's too wide. I want to see some of the words. So I think I will trim that up there. That can go in the pot eventually. So put that and that like that. Pull that over there a bit. Move that over like that. So you do get to see some of the words there. And then I've also got this, because I felt that was getting lost. So I'm going to do a piece of this, I think, sort of down there as well. Bring it up a little bit. Up there. These laces, they're from China, but we've got the China shop, what we call the China shops over here. And I thought that and that could go on there. That goes like that. And then that. That might have to move it over a little bit. And that up a bit. So it goes like that. I thought it was quite nice. There. Just maybe move that over a bit. Going to have to get this right to make sure everything I can see what I want to see. So the first thing I've got to stick down is this. So yeah, we have these China shops over here where we they've got loads of lace, but it is all comes imported in from China. There's these warehouses, a place called Creviente they come into. And this is due over here because Spain owes China quite a bit of money in debt. Well, did. It's actually being stopped soon. And so they gave the Chinese tax-free. Were able to open a shop and everything would be tax-free for, I think it was 5 years. I'm not certain though. And the Chinese took advantage of it, of course, anybody would. And they came over, opened these Chinese shops, and what they do is they just transfer them to their family, so they just keep getting tax-free. So the shop gets sold to another family member, and everything is still kept tax-free. Well, anyway, they've stopped it at long last. I presume they've paid the debt off. It's been stopped. And they never used to have to employ Spanish or anything like that. So it was a lot of controversy. Anyway, they now have stopped it. They have to employ Spanish people. They won't, and I'm not sure when it actually finishes, but they won't any longer be able to have any tax-free, which I think is fair enough. We all have to pay our tax, don't we? And I suppose we don't owe not a lot of money, but right, I think that's going to go there. So I need to put the block down here. So I've put those down, so I'm quite liking that at the moment. And one of the other things I've got from the kit is a couple of little mini tags. Oh dear, that's not been cut very well, is it? Like that. And so I thought I would ink these up. Are actually going to be glued rather than punched through. So I'm going to put that like that. And on this I've used those hair cutting trimming scissors to make the bobbly ends like tickets have. I don't know what you call them. Fringe ends. I thought, I'm not too sure which way that goes, but I'm going to put it like that. Maybe a bit more like, bring that to there and that there, like that. And then in here I've got given some cookies in the Disney tin. A lot of these gems I used to do. Again, something I used to do many years ago was covering the bottoms of wine glasses, and I had all these. So the idea is I get one of these. Now I know these are extremely difficult to get out. I'm not sure if I've got the right colour really, and if it's just a little bit too big. I want more of it. Ah, there's one. Right, this is the fun bit, trying to get this out. Hey! There we go, it's a bit more of a blue. So I'm just going to stick these down and put that down like that, so that it looks like it's attached, but not, if you see what I mean. Right, put them away. And again, I've used block in all of this for this bag. So I'll just stick all these down. So what else am I doing this week? Not a lot really. Say oh no, Thursday, depending on the weather, I'm taking my friends coming over for when we go back to the UK. She's keeping an eye on the house for us and she's not sure where we are. So she's driving over on her own, and I'm taking her to a shopping centre in Elche that has Primark. Now, if you're English, you know what I mean. or you're British. These are very difficult to do. But for us in Spain, having a British shop like a clothes shop is great fun. And they do extremely cheap clothes, but over here for your summer vests, because you get through so many of them, they're quite reasonable. So we're going there, and we've got H&M, Zara, so all of that is lovely for us here. So we're going to do a bit of shopping. Right, so that's what I've done for this one, and then I'll just have to make a journal card to go inside there. This is now dry, so what I'm going to do on this one is do some stamping, and I'm using a archival ink jet black. This is quite old, I must admit, and a I don't know, French. I've had this years. I have no idea where I got it or anything. I want this to go on the side that way. So stamp all over. Just sort of doing it randomly. Like that. And you know what I did forget was to get my stamp cleaner out. I'll have to do that afterwards, hopefully. And then I've got this set of stamps from Crafty Individuals that have got postmarks and etc. on, and tickets you can make, and I've used these on some material before now. And for this one, now I need to make sure I get this the right way. I need my block. Sorry, hang on just a moment. I need my small block here. Put that on there. And let's hope I get this the right. Test it first. Yes. So I'm going to put this there. Like that. So as I say, with this, gesso and stamping, brilliant idea, I think. And it's not my idea, but I've done it on playing cards. So I thought it would work on here. Then what I've got is some bits and pieces here. I'm going to make a sort of a collage. And remember those hair cutting scissors I told you about? With the other, I don't know, depends which way this comes out, but I've got hair cutting scissors. And they're for trimming. But they make, I think they make a great edge to your tickets. So now I can use the block or the Fabri-Tac to stick things on to the gesso. I've got a butterfly. This is all from the kit as well. The French kit from Journal Boat. And I've got a label here. Now, I've also got, doesn't really show up on that, some Spanish, the vintage Spanish dictionary page. So what I thought I'd do is put a piece sort of like this. I'm going to have to trim these edges, aren't I? That's a pity, it's taking the top layer off. Oh well, not a lot I can do about that. So that could go there. I'm hoping there's no naughty words on here, but my Spanish isn't good enough because this is some very old, there's different dialects over here. And this is quite old from I think it was 1906, this dictionary. So I'm not quite sure. I'm hoping the words are okay. Please don't tell me off if they're not, if somebody does know what they all mean. So that's going to go there, I think. And then what I thought was, I'll move it over a bit actually there. Put that sort of there. Tick it, or move that over that way a bit. Tick it down this, oh, it's wrong way up. Tick it kind of, I think I want to tear this bit down a bit more here. Take that down. Ink round that. take that bit off there as well. Like that. It kind of goes like that. That's like that. That. It's a bit, it needs to come over a bit, I think. I want this to be a bit more, the label is underneath the ticket, if that makes sense. Put that like that, that there, and that there, that there. It could come up a bit to there, like that. And then what I thought, I've got some, I'll keep those little bits, you never know when you're going to use them. I'll stick that on for now. Oh dear, I've not had my block up the right way. So they're down like that. I was going to get some cheesecloth, which I'll cut off here. Lay it up a bit. And I stick my cheesecloth down with some glue stick. So I'm going to stick it just here, so that you put it down and you can ruffle it up, which, because the glue stick doesn't stick and it's quite malleable, I think the word is, you can move it around a bit, which I'm doing here. So that's going to go there, like that. And then the butterfly I thought could go on the top there, all over a bit maybe. And I'm not going to stick it all the way down, but quite a bit of it will be down. Sort of bring it over there a bit. There. We're going to glue again. And then I've got a piece of my, as I did on that piece of my, oh dear, vintage made sellotape. I think it just needed something else. Oh look, the sellotape's pulled up some of the ink, some of the gold paint I've used for something else. And a piece of the paper that's come off my finger. I thought that could kind of go there, just to finish that off there. I have really got into this sellotape stuff. It's turning out really well, so I'm using that quite a lot. So that's that one, and the other one was this one here. So that's those two done. This has been gessoed and then used Fab-Attack or block. And then this one I've used Fab-Attack gluing the page down, so then the lace sticks to there. And I did put a bit of that sellotape on there. Yep. I told you I am liking it. So they're two maybe ready for this next journal or for another journal coming up. If you've enjoyed this video, it'd be great if you could hit the like button. And thank you to all my subscribers, and see you next time. Bye.